Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for pressing play and check me out. I hope you'll like what you see and stick around for a while. If you're new here, thank you so much for continuing to come back because we've got to show her. So she doesn't make her regular appearances like she does when I'm sitting on the couch and she runs past. She was walking through, so of course I had to grab her. Say hi, Stitches. If you are new here, that is my black cat, Stitches. I love her to pieces. She is great. I got some fun stories to share with you. One of which, because so many people do love her, she caught a mouse this week. Well, maybe it might have been 2 weeks ago now. Yep, sitting here, as you can see, my desk, work desk, that I was sitting here working one day. I could tell there was some commotion. To the left of me is a big patio door, you know, sliding glass door. There was commotion. She caught a mouse. There was a hole like in the drywall near the floor that the thing had dug its way from outside, and she got it. So ultimately the thing did run back outside, but she definitely had her paws on it and mouth for a minute. Maintenance quickly got over here shortly and got it. They shoved some steel wool, like a steel wool scrubby pad thingy down in there, covered it with caulk so that it does not return, because apparently mice do not like steel wool. There's my AC. I meant to actually kind of make sure that that stayed up a little bit, but hopefully it's not too loud. But yeah, so if you are new here, welcome to my channel. Usually about cross stitch and about the cat and the fun stuff that she gets into. She cracks me up. I love her to pieces. So this week is going to be a full coverage stitching week. Unfortunately, I do not have one particular fan favorite. I did work on Dark Goddess since my last video, but really not a whole lot to share, I guess. So maybe a couple hundred stitches, but I did work on it some. Let's see, my last video would have been my whip parade, mid-season whip parade. Thank you so much for enjoying that. I definitely had quite a lot of views on that, so greatly appreciate the support. I enjoy the projects that I work on. I know I feel like I tend to work on different stuff from what a lot of people stitch on. You know, that's the great thing about this hobby, is there's literally something out there for everybody. So got some really great comments of, you know, how much people enjoyed seeing my whip, so it was great. I do have a new start this week. I'm so excited about this one, and I'll get that I'll share that here in just a second. I've got some very sweet happy mail, and I've got some fun haul, and I am gonna share a couple of non-stitchy pieces things that I have picked up, just because, you know, there was a little event that I went to and some artsy kind of stuff that, you know, craft related, so we'll go ahead and share that too, but that'll be near the end. So the first piece that I'm going to go ahead and share with you today, like I said, I started a new project because, you know, who needs more covered in cat hair now. So this piece is actually not even going to be stitched for me. I know at some point, many years, hopefully down the line, it will eventually end up being back in my possession, but of course we don't want that anytime soon. So a little bit of story to go along with this. My mom is a cross stitcher. She's who taught me this craft, and there has been a couple. She's also started some full coverage pieces, one of which I think might have been her first kind of step into the full coverage confetti, you know, that kind of stitching. And so my sister ended up adapting that whip, so she's eventually she's been working on it. She's eventually she is stitching it for my mom, so it's something that will it's going to be my mom's that she's going to put you know, hang up, but it was started by my mom, and she just kind of abandoned it, but still eventually wanted it on her wall. And so my sister offered, hey, you know, I'll finish stitching that for you so that you can be able to enjoy it. So then and Mom jumped on it. She loved the idea. My sister's been enjoying stitching on it. That piece, I don't remember the name of it. I do know it's a snowman in the night woods. It's nighttime, and he's got all kinds of like Christmas lights wrapped out around him. It is so cute. So I offered to my mom recently, you know, hey, I know you've got some other full coverage pieces that's, you know, would you like me to do the same thing? Adopt for you, you know, work on stitching. Of course, she knows how many pieces I have, so it's not something that's necessarily going to be a straight focus until it's done. But, you know, by somebody else stitching on it, we'll certainly get a lot more, it'll get it closer to a finish than sitting in a closet, right? So she liked that idea, but you know, we just hadn't gotten anything done about it to actually, you know, get me the materials and such that she had in her closet. But then this piece had come out, and I'd showed her a while ago. She loved it. This is her colors. She has got a thing for these colors, and so when we got back to talking about that conversation again, I'm like, you know, well, do you want me to adopt one that you've already started working on, that, you know, you want to have finished so you can get it hanging on your wall, or would you want me to get the materials and such to start this? And she decided to go with this. And I'm just as excited to stitch it for her as she is to have it on her walls. So like I said, this is her colors, these blues and teals and all of this. So this is Mini Sea Opal by Elizabeth Welker, I think it is, charted by Heaven and Earth. I just saved the picture, so I'm not on the website to actually confirm that, but I want to say it's Elizabeth Welker. And it's Mini Sea Opal. I know there's a few different versions very similar to this in different colorways and such. I fell in love with the colors just as much as I know she loves them, so I'm excited to work on it for her to get it stitched. So it is a mini version, but the mini is still decent sized. Before adding in, get rid of the cat hair all over here. Before adding in the you know, inches for margin, we were looking at a 21-inch square project. So I mean, it's definitely decent size, even though it's a mini. But with as much as I loved my full coverage stitching, this is something for me. So I did make a start. Here we go. So upper left-hand corner, I am like 1,200, almost 1,300 stitches into the piece. I'm at like 1.26% per pattern keeper, so it's definitely gonna be a while. But since I started working on this, besides another project that I have been model stitching, this has been all I've worked on. So, and not necessarily an everyday thing, but it's definitely been something that I am loving. These colors are gorgeous. Lots of teals and blues and just such pretty colors. So all of my full coverage pieces, 16 count white Aida, 2 strands full cross. Stitches coming, walking back and over here. I'm sorry that I'm sitting on the couch or not sitting on the couch. For those who may be new to my channel, a lot of times I film sitting on my couch, and she likes to run across the back of the couch, so definitely gets to be seen that way. So I'm sitting on the floor. It's just kind of an easier setup for me sometimes sitting here. So, but Stitches has her hands. So yes, Mini Sea Opal, charted by Heaven and Earth. Artwork, I believe, by Elizabeth Welker. So that's just gonna be fun. So by no means am I saying that it's going to be, you know, a huge focus piece. Right now I'm obsessed with it just because it's brand new. You know, I said that all I have to show is full coverage, and yet I don't. And now I just realized that I never even grabbed the magazine that this piece is out of. Oops. I wonder if I can find the full picture. Yeah, that's not gonna be easy for me to get the full picture because, like I said, I did not grab the magazine. I don't know what made me think that I had all full coverage. I know I shared this last in my whip parade, so I would have shared the magazine cover there. It would have been from a Just Cross Stitch 2017, I think. I I know I've shared it on my Instagram. If you want the details of which magazine this is from, comment below and I'll make sure to get back to you. Also, you can always message me on Instagram, stitchingbee82. I can send you a picture there if, you know, easier to post a picture. It's out of a magazine and I completely forgot to grab, and I don't know. Anyways, so this is Burgama Borders. Like I said, it was out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I want to say it was in like 2017. It's charted in 3 colors, so and I'm using the DMC version, so black, blue, and a red. Since what I've seen in my whip parade, I finished out the blue hourglass things and then started working on the red. Still have one more red to finish here and here. There's going to be a single black stitch all the way wide, but 1 stitch high line all the way across under there, and then it'll go into the next band. So I love this piece. I enjoy working on it. I apologize that I forgot to grab the magazine that this was from. I think because of the size of the Q snap, I got to thinking that all of these projects were my full coverage pieces, and you want to sit up there? So I just was really thinking that it was my full coverage. Come up here, and people can see you. So yes, Burgama Borders. Again, another 16 count white Ada, 2 strands, full cross. This is a fun one. It's gonna be decent size. I mean, I'm sure I gave it a 3-inch border, so yeah. I remember starting this sometime around back in 2017, let it sit for ages, and then finally picked it up again. July had an event in Semi-Sane Stitchers that I was focusing on like 4 different projects, so each day I could be working on a different project out of that list of 4, and that was one of them. So I definitely got a lot of progress on that in July, which was great. So the other piece that I have to share, that is a full coverage, Mini Midnight Messenger, artwork by Ann Stokes, charted by Heaven and Earth. I feel like I really don't have a whole lot of progress on this one. I'm still just really working in that upper corner. So it's kind of funny that it's been, what, 3 weeks now since I filmed, but I've only got a few projects to share. But like I said, I have been working on a model stitch that got shipped out today, in fact. Once I know it's fully been, the charts are released, I'll mention it and I'll show pictures at that point, but I'm not going to share anything just yet. I forgot to ask, and I don't want to share in case I'm not. So here we are with Mini Midnight Messenger. So I know last time I worked on it, I really just was filling in here. There's one more small page on the end of this row. I have not quite reached that yet. But yeah, this has been calling to me. I really want to get back to it again, but Sea Opal is definitely kind of my jam at the moment, so we're gonna keep focusing on that. I think once I get this or get done filming and I can get the video uploaded, I want to go back to working on Sea Opal. That's really gonna be kind of my focus. So I seem to mention plans. What am I gonna plan? I don't know. Really, just right now I want to keep working on Mini Sea Opal. That's just, I'm really enjoying those colors, and you know, while I know it's going to take me multiple years because it's a full-size project and that's what happens, I really don't want to necessarily let it linger, you know, all that long, seeing as how it's not exactly something that's going to be for my walls that, you know, my mom's going to want to be able to enjoy it in her house at some point. So yeah. So some happy mail. Very surprising happy mail, but so sweet. When I filmed my whip parade, that was actually on my birthday, and so shortly after that I got a beautiful homemade card. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she loves her paper crafting, and so beautiful, beautiful card. Thank you, Laura, so much. This was so very sweet of you to think of me. And if you are not watching Laura Stitching by the Shore, go check her out. She is starting to share some finish with me. She did a video the other day where she's now starting to work on artist trading cards, and they are so cool, and I love her idea. She's definitely taking her paper crafting and working on finishing those artist trading cards. So I love the idea. Definitely want to trade with you, Laura. We're gonna make it happen. I'll message you at some point. But thank you so much for the card. That was so sweet of you. And then the other happy mail that I got, oh my gosh, completely out of the blue. So much out of the blue. I did not even expect anything in the mail, because I'm assuming it's available countrywide, but the US Post Office has a like daily newsletter thing that you can sign up for, that you can like, they scan a copy of everything that you're getting mail wise. And so if I'm getting mail, 9 times out of 10 it's junk mail, and it's, you know, stuff that's just gonna be tossed anyways. This didn't even show up on the newsletter that I got. So I opened my mailbox, and there was a card, and I just, like I said, completely blown away. So this is from my friend Jean. So belated birthday card, beautiful card. I don't know how to pronounce where this is from, but it's so cute. It's like 3D, and those are little tubes, so very pretty. But it was what was inside of it that just completely blew me away. So before I show it, little backstory to this in case you hadn't seen it before. I want to say that it was started by Diana, It Is Kismet, and she worked with Michelle Bendy to chart up this chart, and it's a freebie. I want to say if you check out, and I meant to do this beforehand today, but I believe if you check out It Is Kismet Stitching on Instagram, It Is Kismet, it's in her like bio or something like that, the freebie. So the story behind it is a Mr. Rogers, there was an episode or something that he had this story about It's You I Like. And so Diana had Michelle chart It's You I Like, and they started a hashtag, It's a Movement, Not a Sal. And so there's been lots of people trading them, or, you know, stitching one for somebody else and all that kind of stuff. Michelle has even told a story of somebody stitched it for themselves and like put it on their desk or somewhere that they would see it every day as a reminder that it's you I like, you know, like yourself. And I got my first one, and it just completely blew me away. So hold it up a little bit. Rainbow stitching. I have no clue what material or floss. It does look like it's a single floss that, you know, variegates from one color to the next, but I got a teeny tiny It's You I Like. So thank you, Jean. It just completely made my day, completely blew me away. So I've had it sitting up on like the card. I've had the card sitting up on top of this bookcase, and I had this leaning against it, so that while I'm sitting here looking, or, you know, working, I should say, I could see it, and it just brought a smile to my face every time I saw it. So thank you. I am definitely going to add it to my stitching journal, although it's a great idea to put it somewhere that I can see it every day. So, very sweet. So sweet. And she also included a bunch of little ephemera, little pieces of paper and different stuff, that something from there is definitely going to go into the journal along with it. Okay. So some shopping. Gina's Unique Needle Minders, I've shared before that I've purchased. Had to buy a couple more. Definitely a 90s kick, but as soon as I saw them both, I had to have them. So we've got a Tweety Bird with Sylvester and the Little Old Lady. I remember this, watching this one particularly, and I know I've got it on DVD somewhere over at my shelf, that I want to say it was Daffy Duck's Fantastic Island or something like that. It was this like hour-and-a-half long movie of little clips from all different kinds, and I just remember one specifically that they were in a hospital, like Sylvester and Sweetie, and of course they get into all sorts of shenanigans like they do. So I had to have that one. And then I have been binging, and when I say binging, I'm talking like all day, pretty much every day, of the original 90210. I am currently on season, I think I'm on season 6, and non-stop. So like I've been watching it on Paramount Plus, but they're skipping episodes. For some reason they do not have every single episode. So I've been buying the DVDs, the series on DVDs, and when like so it's been easy to just sit at my desk while working. That's letting it play and obsessing over it. So yes, I've been obsessed with my 90210. So when I saw that was available on Gina's Unique Needle Minders, I had to have it. So the next thing to show is my July, I was gonna say Color and Cotton, knew that was not right. The Stitch Me, I believe I'm in like the every other month. Like one month I get the colorful, brights, cheerful, whatever, and then neutrals. So I want to say that this is more of a neutral, especially because I saw Laura's yesterday, and it's definitely not the same as her. The sticker on here says Neutral Club, so yeah. But I know I swap back and forth every month. So if you haven't seen it, I guess look away. It's been a couple weeks though that I had it. So Morning Fog is the name of it. I've tried holding it up like before I got the camera going, and I think because of the sun, it's just not showing up. It is definitely a gorgeous sky blue. Huge piece. Laura, thought of you. Looks like a blue that you would like. But that is going to be a great addition to my stash. I love their material, love the club, and as I'm, you know, month to month thinking of budgets and what needs to go and whatnot, I keep sticking on with this. I've got a great collection of them, and I want to keep going. So that's a 16 count. Okay. Birthday. So my girlfriend Crystal, hi Crystal, she got me a gift card to Stitches and Things in Fenton, Michigan, and so one of these days I am going shopping, and so when I do, I will share all that haul, because that's gonna be a fun trip. I just gotta get with my sister sometime and see if that's something that she wants to go, see if we can plan to go soon. So I believe, so while she was there getting the gift card, she ended up also picking up a couple of patterns for me to go along with it. I'm pretty sure she said she saw the model of this piece hanging on the wall, and she was worried about whether she would have gotten like stuff that I might have already had or not. She did good. I did not have this in my stash. I want to say I've had something like this in my wish list, but I don't actually have it. So we've got the map of Michigan from Sue Hillis Designs. Pretty sure, like I said, that Crystal saw the a model of this hanging up on the wall, and so she figured I would like it. Definitely love the state of Michigan. Anything stitching for it. And then she knows that I am obsessed with Halloween stitching. I don't know why I am obsessed with it, but she knows that I am. And so I think she might have said something to Deb, like wanting to get an idea, you know, have her help her find something, because Crystal's not a stitcher yet. Maybe I'll get you stitching one of these days, Stitches, or Crystal. Stitches. I'm looking at a cat on this piece. I've got my cat right here in front of me. Goodness. Crystal, if you ever want to learn, I'll teach you. Anyway, she found this other one. Like I said, she wanted to get something like the fall Halloween stitching. So this is Pumpkin Pickin' from Annie B's Folk Art. And it is Stitches driving a truck with pumpkins. Can you not? Stitches is driving a truck. So I love it. She was like, Crystal was concerned that she got the wrong thing, because somewhere on here it was talking about needlework. But I don't see anything on here that tells me that I would not be able to stitch it like I would cross stitch. So I don't even know what the difference is between needlepoint and stitching. So, well, I mean, I've seen needlepoint having specialty stitches, but this is gonna be great. Stitches driving a truck. I love it. Stitches is looking at me like I'm crazy. I know. maybe I am. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna share, there is something stitching here. We'll go ahead and show that first. A little bit of story here to go along with it. A couple weeks ago, Crystal and I went down to Detroit, and where there was an event held. It was a book fest. I think it was just kind of the name of it. We have been planning to go for the past 4 years now, and so we finally made it happen this year, and it was so cool. So it was held at Eastern Market, I think it was. So there's like all these different sheds, and so there were book vendors and such set up, all kinds of different vendors. I mean, there was a table that had all Stephen King books. So used books, brand new books, like all kinds of different booths. People, you know, authors, maybe local authors selling their books that they've written and such like that. Really cool stuff. The only book that I actually bought from there was a stitching book, and it was Crystal's like spying it that I even got it in the first place. So we were at the end of the booth was on the end of an aisle. We were about to go, you know, walk around to go to another aisle, and so this book was just sitting on a stack of books, and she says, look, there's a cross stitch book. And I looked through it, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And so I asked the guy, how much for it? He says, $2. I'm assuming he just wanted to get rid of it. I mean, copyright, I think I saw, it's definitely from the 90s. Where did I see it at? 1993. So I mean, it's definitely older, but there's lots of little stuff in here that is going to be really cool that I can be able to stitch. All kinds of things. I mean, there's 501 things. So what am I looking at? 501 cross-stitch designs by Sam Hawkins. And here it is. It's a hardcover book. Great condition. But it's literally all kinds of these little motifs that, and they've got them categorized, and I totally meant to flag them so that I could show just the pages without showing patterns. So like this chapter is all about flower designs. So they've got these pages laid out, all kinds of different flower pieces. But then over here, they've got them, I don't know if you can see that well, they've got them numbered. So then they've got the patterns numbered so that you can tell where it corresponds to from the big picture to be able to go and find it. So I'm not gonna do a full flip through of the whole thing, but like there's animals or pets, cats, you know, things of that nature. I know there's a category of houses, like all kinds of house things. There was a career one, so like one with all the different military branches. Like here's one, 50 kitchen designs. So again, we've got, you know, like I said, it's dated, and I get that. I understand. It's from 1983. But very cool, especially like the little artist trading cards that Laura's wanting to do. I could be able to find a cute little piece in here. Maybe, you know, make it a little more current with some today's colors. But like baby designs. All kinds of little trains and teddy bears and sayings and just, so I did a Google search, and you can get this for $14 on Amazon, brand new, sport designs. So all kinds of different like golf and bowling and different baseball, different things like that. Or it's also available on Amazon, or I'm sorry, I just said Amazon, eBay for $3. So like I said, pet designs. I really meant to bookmark this a little better. There's one in here of all kinds of Santas. 50 Santa designs. So, like, all kinds of Santas. So for $2 used, how could I go wrong? Like here's a one for different professions. Let's see if I can pull this one up. Professional cross stitcher. Can you? Can you even? So, like I said, I know I saw in this section they had the, I think it was this section anyways, the military branches, different things of that nature. So, I mean, just a really cool little book with all kinds of different, like I said, here's the pets. So, look at this cat. I hurt my cat. So, such a great find. If you're looking for something with all kinds of little motifs, back when it was originally published was $24.95, and I got it for $2. And like I said, it is still available on Amazon for like 14 bucks. eBay, I saw a listing for $2, $3 maybe. Can't go wrong. Okay, so a couple little more things that I want to share just because they're artsy. I actually do not have a thing on here that shows who the artist was. But like I said, there was all kinds of different vendors and such there. This particular vendor had paintings and drawings and such. So I just got this little 5x7 little lanterns hanging in a tree that is so pretty. I love it. So I'm gonna get a little 5x7 frame and just put it up on my bookcase or something of that nature. So I thought that was so pretty. And then last thing, there was a booth. So like once we got out of the actual book vendor space, there was another kind of like a flea market space. So there was people selling honey or, you know, fruits and vegetables like you would see at a produce market or whatever. But then there was a gal selling homemade quilting stuff. So I got a set of hot pets, and look how they got cats on them. So they're nice little black. The ones that I have are really old, so I mean they're handmade and they're really nice and quilted. So I don't know why I haven't put them actually in my kitchen yet, but they're great. So very cool. Great to be able to support a local quilter. And yeah, so that's all of my stitching, all of my haul, all that good stuff. I told you the story of Stitches catching a mouse this week, a couple weeks ago. Craziest thing, that's the second time she has caught a mouse in this apartment. The last time was in the kitchen. She heard me talking about her, so she comes walking over here. I wish you could see her. But yep, so she caught the mouse. And then this past week, I got to have a bathroom remodel, so that's been exciting. I live in an apartment complex, and I've been here 9 years now. Can't believe it's been that long. And there was a hole rotting into the bathtub, and it was right by the spigot, right by the drain. So where the water comes out was definitely not just going into the drain, but going basically under the tub. And granted, I live on a first floor, so any of that water is just still gonna go down. It's not like I'm in an upstairs unit and someone below me is gonna get flooded. But definitely water going in an area that it shouldn't have. I've already had enough water issues in this apartment with pipes breaking that I reported it to the office thinking, you know, I didn't know if it was something that they would be able to patch. I know that there's, you know, tub repairs that you can do, but they decided, nope, we're just gonna rip it out and give you a new tub. That's been great. I mean, everything in that room is still original fixtures. You know, it's ceramic tile flooring, and the walls surrounding the tub were ceramic. They actually ripped that whole thing out, ripped the old tub out, gave me a new tub that's deeper. I know I'll definitely be able to enjoy soaking in a tub. I don't usually, especially because that tub was so little, but this one's definitely deeper. And then they put in like your traditional shower walls, one of which that has shelves to be able to put your bottles of shampoo and body wash and whatnot. So that's been an adventure this week. And I think it was Monday I spoke with somebody about it at the office. They called later that day and said, we'll be there tomorrow. So that was Tuesday. They had the new tub in and out. old out, new in. They do still have to come in and repaint there, and when another maintenance crew stopped by to check out the work and see what needed to be done and whatnot, they decided that they're just going to paint the entire room, so all walls within the bathroom are getting painted. So nice little facelift. That's been the great thing about renting is money is just not out of my pocket to do these repairs or facelifts in this instance. I know it's coming out of my rent, and luckily I'm in a lease right now, and so I can only imagine what that could go up to next year as a result. But I mean, my rent went up this year when I signed my lease, so with as long as I've lived here, it's really appreciated to see that they're taking care of me with everything. So I think that's about it. Working. That's about it. Things are going well here. Like I said, I've had that remodel. I did go to my sister hosted a pinball tournament at her house last weekend. I was gonna film last weekend, but then ended up busy working with her all weekend. Saturday we made a bunch of different cookies and all kinds of different stuff that way, and then had their friends over on Sunday, had the pinball tournament. So that was fun. But yeah, just getting back to stitching. So I think we're gonna wrap it up here. That's about all I have to share this week anyways. Like I said, I'm definitely wanting to get back into that sea opal. I did take up diamond painting, not my priority, not my main focus. I'm not gonna share the piece that I just recently finished, but I don't have it handy at the moment. But there is a new piece that I'd like to get started. But again, I'm wanting to focus on the stitching. It was a matter of, though, I wanted to get that model stitch done before I started another new project, and so I've been able to hold off on being able to get that model stitch done. So can't wait to share that with you, and that was a fun one to do. So, looking at the stuff here, that's about all that I have. I hope everyone is doing well, keep stitching, and we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody.